Hi everyone and welcome to this video playlist all about your sign. Each week I'll be revealing 3 more pairs of your spread, so that's 7 weeks of content. Join me each week for the next part. The 6th house, the 7th and the 8th. So we have the High Priest and the Princess of Wands, and the Chariot, the 4 of Wands, and the Sun and the 7 of Swords. So in the house of work, which is what the 6th house is, we're being told that there are things that we are having to do, where we're being told things from people who are to do with authority and red tape. So this is the hierarchy. This is governments, this is councils, this is institutions, banks, religious organisations. They're having conversations with us, and it's having a big old effect upon our life, because some of this red tape, we need to ask some questions. That's what you're being told to do. You need to question a few of these things that are loud and clear in the communication. And, you know, it feels here as if it's having a big effect upon how you have to think about yourself, okay? You've got to think about your independence, you've got to speak up for yourself, and you've also got to ask the right questions. Because I feel that when it comes to matters of work and your daily routine, that a lot is changing. And we've got that coming in from the House of Changes, which is going on here. Okay, so all of this is relating to itself. Okay, the exposure really here is that a lot of what we've been told is they're changing, they're going back on it. You know, it's a bit like, oh, I didn't say that. You know, there is a feeling of changing camps, and you know, you could get the outcome changed once again, where people will actually agree with you. And I really quite like that, you know, for you to actually say something and get the outcome changed is what the cards are suggesting. So don't take what authorities are saying as being set in stone. You can ask questions, you can find out more, and you can actually maybe get the outcome changed where, okay, to begin with, it may look as if they're telling you great big whopping sort of tales that are not true, okay? But you know what, ask a few more questions and I feel that you are going to get a much better outcome. So things are changing, and they are having a huge effect upon you as an individual, and it is affecting what's going on at home in your relationships. And you know, this is the house of relationships, but we've got the home card here because the Chariot is Cancer, and we've got the 4 of Wands, which is again the dwelling in which you're living. But it's also talking about your willpower and your kind of consolidation of projects and things. So in your relationships, I feel you've got to pull together. But even when you're pulling together, look at the fact that you've got these 2 different horses, and one's black and one's white, the yin and the yang of the situation. It's really good to have a different perspective from somebody at home that will give you some guidance, you know. Your spiritual self is also being guided by the Chariot, and anything that you want to make happen, now is a good time in your relationships to pull together, you know, to make sure that you're giving each other traction, and swap it around a little bit. You know, if one of you is actually used to being the one that pulls in the relationship, maybe turn it round and say, oh, you know, let's swap over. I'm going to sit on the trailer while you pull the tractor, and vice versa. That's what this is all about. It's working as a team. The more you work as a team in your relationships, as in not just at work, because this is a work card, this is the relationship cards. So if you are looking for a relationship, this is really signifying that close to home you're going to find that special somebody. You know, if you're in a relationship, it's telling you both to pull together. If you are looking at mending some relationships with other people, you've got to make sure that you've got some really good foundations to go on, you know, and maybe socialise at home. Anything that's going on at home right now is actually really good for you. It's very grounding, it's actually very stimulating, and it's taking you into the right areas. You know, the exposure here that's coming through in the Sun card is to do with your personal self, you know. be honest, look at what you really want, and you know what, it's okay to change your mind. You know, this is coming up here as in things that are changing. So, you know, the Sun card is showing a child naked on a horse. What does that mean? It's showing your vulnerability. But show that to yourself, okay? Because this is where the changes come in. And the Seven of Swords is saying, well, you know, really it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to say, well, maybe I was lying to myself or kidding myself, or, you know, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to actually completely go in the opposite direction. That's what this is talking about. And sometimes when we're actually making things happen and a new beginning's coming in, it's really important that we are able to say, look, I really did enjoy that, but that's over now. I actually want to say goodbye to that, close that down and start something else. And I don't regret it, you know, and you know, it doesn't suit me now. I don't like it anymore. I've outgrown that. That's good. You know, you're shedding an old skin. So it's time to actually say that it's okay to be honest with yourself and not feel that you're doing something wrong just because you want transformation and change to go on in your life. Look at yourself very carefully. You're worth it. Till next time, thank you so much for joining me. Please come back when I reveal the next few cards for you. Until then, bye-bye.